On Valentine's Day, 2014, the nation of Japan went into mourning. People left flowers, notes, and plush toys at an empty aquarium tank. They weren't crying for a person, but for a 2-pound scavenger from the abyss. This is the story of number 1, the giant isopod that became a global sensation by doing absolutely nothing. For 5 straight years, it went on a silent hunger strike, capturing the hearts of millions and leaving researchers baffled. Was it depressed? Was it picky? Or was it trying to tell us something about the secrets of the deep? Pulled from the lightless depths of the abyss, a 1-foot-long organism weighing roughly 2 pounds was brought to the Toba Aquarium on Japan's eastern coastline. Introduced to the public as number 1, this creature was the very first of its species to be maintained in a captive environment. At the time, even its keepers could not have predicted that this prehistoric-looking ocean dweller would soon become a national sensation, capturing the imagination of people across the entire country. Initially, life in the tank seemed routine. Number 1 spent its days exploring its new surroundings with a slow but steady gait, appearing to be in excellent health. However, on the 2nd day of January in 2009, everything shifted. During a standard feeding session, Number 1 took a few tentative bites of horse mackerel before abruptly stopping and retreating to a corner of the enclosure. It left the majority of the meal untouched. While skipping a single feeding might seem trivial, it turned out to be the final time Number 1 would ever consume food. The animal's dedicated caretaker, Takaya Moritaki, was baffled by this sudden refusal to eat. He attempted to place the bait closer to the isopod, but there was no response. He offered a variety of different delicacies, yet the creature either ignored them entirely or pushed them away with its legs. Moritaki even tried adjusting the water temperature, hoping a shift in the environment might trigger a predatory instinct or make the animal more comfortable. Nothing worked. As weeks turned into months and months into years, Number 1 continued its mysterious hunger strike through the entirety of 2009 and beyond. News of the strange deep-sea resident soon spread. Visitors began flocking to the aquarium specifically to witness the feeding times, though starvation sessions would have been a more accurate description. Number 1 would often go through the motions of eating, moving its mouthparts around the food to satisfy its keeper's efforts. But it never actually swallowed a bite. This behavior persisted through 2010, 2011, 2012, and 2013. By the time Valentine's Day of 2014 arrived, Number 1 had officially gone 1,868 consecutive days without a meal. When Moritaki checked the tank that morning, he found the creature completely still. Upon lifting it, he realized its long journey had finally ended. Subsequent research on its remains found no evidence of sickness or trauma. The creature had simply chosen to stop eating. The death of Number 1 sparked a period of mourning in Japan, with fans leaving notes and plushies at the empty tank. But beyond the public fascination, the story forced scientists to look closer at the biology of the giant isopod. Residing at the bottom of the sea where sunlight never reaches, these creatures resemble a hybrid between a common cockroach and a heavily armored military tank. They are members of the ancient arthropod lineage, putting them in the same family as crabs, shrimp, and spiders. Remarkably, these deep-sea titans are close relatives of the common garden pillbugs that roll into balls in backyards across the world. While their terrestrial cousins adapted to live under logs and leaf litter, the ancestors of the giant isopod descended nearly 7,000 feet into the high-pressure darkness of the ocean floor. Belonging to the order Isopoda, this lineage has remained virtually unchanged for over 300 million years. In the unforgiving environment of the benthic world, these creatures have abandoned the need for speed. They crawl at a sluggish pace of less than half a mile per hour and possess no venom or specialized hunting tools. They are not as intelligent as octopuses or dolphins. Instead, they are biological opportunists. They primarily survive by waiting for marine snow, a constant rain of dead fish, squid, and whale carcasses, to drift down from the surface. When a large carcass finally hits the seafloor, it creates a massive buffet where isopods are often the first to arrive. One of their most significant evolutionary traits is an incredibly slow metabolic rate. This allows them to endure long periods of famine, sometimes lasting years, by gorging themselves on rare meals and then resting for extended periods. Their defensive design is equally impressive. They possess a thick, overlapping shell that can curl inward into a protective sphere, a behavior known as conglobation. This shields their soft undersides from both rough terrain and deep-sea predators. The reason these animals grow so large compared to their land-dwelling relatives is a phenomenon known as deep-sea gigantism. While the exact cause is debated, scientists believe that the combination of frigid temperatures and immense pressure leads to larger cell sizes and expanded lifespans. This allows them to store more nutrients, essentially functioning like a vehicle with an oversized fuel tank in a region where gas stations are non-existent. Ultimately, the life of number one remains a scientific enigma. Whether it was preparing to die or was simply pushed beyond its biological limits by the constraints of captivity is still unknown. However, the giant isopod serves as a fascinating reminder that in the deep ocean, the race isn't always won by the swiftest or the smartest. Sometimes, survival belongs to those who are patient, well-armored, and willing to wait for eons in the dark. In a world obsessed with constant action, these creatures prove that there is power in going slow and staying shielded.